On this episode of All American, come along with me as I prep for my Seaplane Add On check ride.
Oh. Uh-huh.
What about that?
Yeah.
There it is. We missed it.
Yep.
So let's go around and do it again.
All right, sounds good.
About a year and a half ago, my good friend Trace and I went out on Lake LBJ, Texas, and had a blast in the float plane.
Kick back. Awesome. All the way back. There it is. Oh, this is so cool, man. Oh, wow. Made it. Yes. This is awesome.
Time passed, and now an opportunity has arose for me to become a float plane pilot and instructor. Today is June the 11th, 2019, and I'm on the way down to Burnet, Texas for my final flight and test prep for my seaplane check ride tomorrow. Down the center of the Texas Hill Country down Highway 281 is the town of Burnet, Texas. Ken is a designated pilot examiner and owner of ProMark Aviation. He put me through his seaplane course in prep for becoming one of his instructors. Watch as my second flight commences.
So, when you can, describe for me how we can know the wind direction out here on the water.
Well, there's several ways. For instance, I'm looking at that cove right there, and I can already see that there's a little bit of glassy water on the northern side of the shore in the cove. That's because the water hasn't had an opportunity to fetch. The wind hasn't had an opportunity to create waves. So that's one way. And then we can look at the downwind side, and we can see where the ripples are really piling up on the edge. We can look at a flag. A lot of these houses down here have flags. If there's smoke close by, we could use smoke. There's also streaks once you get above 10 knots, according to the manual.
So you can see on this shoreline how the waves are coming into the beach.
Yeah.
So that tells you the wind's coming from somewhere up that way.
Yeah, I would say that based off of the way the shoreline is shaped and the ripples and everything, it's definitely coming from the northerly direction. And then there's the streaks.
There you go.
The streaks are very prominent.
Right.
So this looks like an excellent landing area right here. We can start descending to our normal pattern altitude for this streak. Now there's some debris over there or bushes and stuff we don't want to get in and out.
One of the things that is a clue to what the depth of the water would be is the slope of the shoreline. So when we have these real flat shorelines like this, we assume the water slopes, the bottom of the lake slopes a very shallow way coming off of that. Whereas if we were over there on that ridge line where it's coming down more steeply, we would assume the water is going to get deeper quicker. So from here, we want to make sure we're out from the shoreline a good amount to increase our water depth, make sure we're not going to run into something unexpected.
Okay, so I think that landing on with the direction that we just flew, adjacent to the land, about the same distance would be plenty safe enough, if you concur.
I do.
So we'll get to our pattern altitude of 1,500. I've got my landing site picked out, got plenty of room for landing. Carburetor heat comes on. We got 4 blue, no red. Handle is up. We got 2 up left, 2 up right. The water rudders are up. Gas, we're good on fuel. Undercarriage and gear is up. Mixture is set. Props set. Seat belts and switches selected. Beat is cold. I got the channel marker. This is my left base. Final's clear. Okay, slightly right, I'm correcting. There we go. Regular landing or?
Yeah, just a regular landing.
A little bit crooked, I'm correcting. Nice. Thick in the gut.
All right, you see your green marker over here to your left?
Affirmative.
Let's go dock on that.
Okay. Hey, water rudder's coming in.
So talk me through your thinking as you're going through this process.
Well, the wind is coming from the north, so what I'm going to do is I want to put the dock on the right side because that's where I'm going to get out and I'm going to grab and moor the aircraft on. I'm going to go ahead and get as much done as possible. So we'll go ahead and get our headsets and seat belts off.
Okay, and I'm going to go to 1 mag and carburetor heat. Give ourselves the best power. We'll go ahead and get the door open. Hey, make sure it comes to lean. And then I would jump out. If you want me to jump out? I'd have to grab it. Got a grasshopper on there. Oh.
Uh-huh. What about that?
Yeah.
There it is. We missed it.
Yep.
So let's go around and do it again.
All right, sounds good. All right, so you want to crank up and do a pattern, or just
go back out far enough to give yourself plenty of room, come back around.
Yes, sir.
Do it all over again.
Sounds good.
Now you don't have to strap in.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the thing that's different today is the winds are real light, so the airplane carries further once you kill it.
Right.
So you have to kill it a little further back.
I see.
And then you don't want to jump out until you're close, because you can still use the water rudders. As long as it's moving forward, the water rudders will work. So if you time it right, it'll kind of come to a stop just as you come up alongside, and then it's pretty simple. You can just jump out and grab it. Try it one more time.
Okay. I put my phone in here so I don't ruin it if I fall in the water.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Okay. All right. Cool. Excellent. It's good training. All right, clear forward.
Stay here, keep guiding it. Right about here, start out. There it is. Great. That's how you do that.
Because I let it go.
That's fine.
So what's the standard as far as when on the test? Do I have to actually tie on or anything?
No.
Or you just need to see me
No,
get out
you're just demonstrating that you can get the airplane up there in a way that it would be successful to dock.
That's unique. That's unique.
That's kind of different, isn't it?
It's awesome. I like it. It's a good time.
Yeah. And like I said, every day is different, and so you're thinking, well, the wind's light today, so I'm going to go further once I kill it. So I just have to. It's just practice and experience.
We're sitting out here on the lake, just bobbling around.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
And notice how stable the floats are. You know, even standing on them, it doesn't really tilt things very much.
With all of that displacement.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. I need my fishing cane.
I know. I know. When I was up in Alaska with Don Lee, we went over into one of the high lakes and floated around. Wind was about like this, and he had 2 rods, and we sat out there on the floats and caught trout.
That's the rough life.
It was pretty cool.
The bass is going to get him.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess they come out here and rest on their way.
All right, let me climb back in here.
Sure.
All right, just taking a moment to take it in. It's
No worries. All right, so we'll assume we're going to get away from the dock here now.
So we're away from the dock. We don't strap in until we're cranked up and we're ready to go.
Good.
We're going to do our run up on the go.
Yeah.
Because the brakes don't work too good in this airplane. All right. All right, we are clear out in front. Okay, we got good old pressure. Hey, we're away from the dock. We're ready to commit. We'll go ahead and get our seatbelts on.
Yeah, we got the airplane under control.
All right, sir. Hey, we're going to get the door closed. Okay, for takeoff. Water rudders coming up. Yep. Top heat is off. We got 2 flaps.
Okay, all right, good. So now turn, the wind is actually about perpendicular to us here.
Okay.
So kind of point up toward that hill there, and then we'll take off going this way, and then we'll turn left to go up the river a little bit.
Okay, all right, here we go. Takeoff is still good. Water rudders are up. We got 2 notches of flaps. Here we go. Top heat's off.
So when we get up on the step this time, let's try to pick up the right float and a little bit of a left climbing turn.
Okay. Okay. Relaxing. Let it do its thing.
Yeah, you want lots of speed.
Hey. I'll pick up the right float, you said?
Not yet. Let it speed up here.
Okay.
All right, so now just gently rudder and aileron together. Pick the right float up till you feel it come up. Whoop, you got to pull back when it comes up.
That was different. It's funny when you're learning like this, your SA window kind of collapses and you do things that you wouldn't normally do when you're learning, you know?
That's right.
And I don't care how many hours you get, how many ratings you get, nobody is immune to making silly mistakes. Ducks all over the place.
Yeah, there are. There are a lot of ducks. All right, let's make a climbing turn like you're doing. Let's just turn around about 270, and we're going to head back over to Burnett and get some fuel.
All right.
Over the course of 3 days, 4 flights, and some great ground school, I took my check ride and passed. The next day I started my very first student, and 3 days later he passed as well. This summer was incredible, and I had some of the most fun I've ever had flying an aircraft. Flying floats is a hidden jewel in aviation, and this season I intend to share more float plane adventures as well as other great episodes. Join me next week as Clayton and I shoot the VOR 33 to minimums and land at Temple. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at All American Aviation. Until next week, fly safe, keep learning, and never give up on a dream. So long.